If you've realized you were living inside a holy fantasy, the question becomes, now what? What do you do after you see it, after you admit it, after the illusion cracks? Because awareness is powerful, but awareness alone doesn't rebuild your life. The first step after a holy fantasy is not finding someone new. It's rebuilding your foundation. You cannot rush into another connection just to replace the relief you lost. That's how cycles repeat. Rebuilding starts with three things: clarity, ownership, and separation. Clarity means calling it what it was. It was a fantasy that felt safer than reality, but it wasn't alignment. Ownership means admitting where you ignored red flags, where you overextended emotionally or spiritualized your desire, not to shame yourself, but really to strengthen yourself. And separation means, well, removing access. No more stalking, no more revisiting their social media platforms, just not leaving any emotional doors cracked open, just in case. You cannot heal from something you're still feeding. Hey friend, I'm Coach Christina, and I help Christian women heal after heartbreak and rebuild their identity in Christ so they stop carrying old pain into new seasons. When I wrote Holy Fantasies, it wasn't just to expose patterns. It was to help you build differently, because rebuilding is quiet, consistent discipline. You rebuild your identity by recentering your time with God without attaching it to an outcome, by strengthening your emotional boundaries, by re-engaging your life instead of putting it on pause, and letting consistency matter more than intensity. And this is how cycles break. Healing isn't about proving you've changed. It's about becoming someone who no longer needs fantasy to feel secure. The goal isn't to avoid ever liking someone again. The goal is to never abandon yourself again. You do not need to rebuild by finding another man fast enough to soothe the pain. You rebuild by becoming emotionally steady enough to recognize the right man when he does appear. And that only happens when you stop rushing your growth. Holy Fantasies, Breaking Lies, Christian Woman Baptized as God's Will is available now if you want to go deeper into this work. You can grab a copy through my website, through Amazon, or you can request it at your local bookstore. But more than anything, don't just become someone who recognizes the pattern, become someone who finally breaks it. Because the real freedom is not just seeing the fantasy. It's no longer needing it to feel secure. It's learning how to build a life rooted in truth instead of emotional survival. And that changes everything. If this spoke to you and you're tired of carrying heartbreak into every new season, come find me on Instagram. I'm at the Coaching Haven. And if you're truly ready to do the work of healing, not just talk about it, DM me the word healed and I can share with you what your next step could look like. I'm praying for you, and I'll see you in the next video.